So today's question is, Scott, do you have any advice for becoming a niche expert? I'm just beginning the industry and I want to make sure I hit the ground running. Yeah, so good question. Two things happen with our industry for new therapists and new coaches, and I guess people that have been in the industry for a while as well. Two things that happen. And really one of these things is only going to make you the niche expert. The other one is just a fallacy. So what everyone's trying to do, and I would say the majority, probably like 90% of the industry, has taken their time and attention away on the actual product, the service that they provide, and they're spending all of their time just on themselves. They believe that they are the product. So while everyone's out there trying to look famous on social media, trying to build up their social media accounts, trying to write best-selling books, trying to get podcasts about themselves, trying to create like information about their journey, always about themselves. And you can see how they frame their content as well. It's always about themselves. That time would be better put into the opposite, which would be focusing on the product. So for myself, even as a stop smoking therapist, I couldn't care about the fame. I never talked about me. I didn't care about that stuff. And what helped me survive in this industry for such a long time, and what we see our students do as well, because we teach them that, is to always become product focused. That's the only thing that matters. So if you want to become a niche expert very, very quickly, you just have to study intensely on the craft. Like, what are you offering? What's your offer? What's your service? What's the end result? And you want to try and make that end result as guaranteeable as possible, to the extent where your product, the service that you provide, the outcome you provide, outweighs all the hype. So if you're spending all your time trying to hype up a product, trying to hype up yourself, trying again to look famous online, writing the books, doing the podcasts, usually people do that. And I call these like the talkers. There's really like talkers and doers. A talker is someone, I think, that has to talk constantly about the success, even though they really don't have any. You can always see that because you never find really a lot of testimonials or anything like that, any sort of proof. Always trying to get themselves on a podcast, always trying to write like the best-selling books, always trying to get professional photos. They're the ones I think have to talk about this stuff, because in the absence of a product that actually works, they want to actually be the product themselves. And that time, we've only got a limited amount of time in our business. And if all your time is put into talking about yourself and hyping yourself up, that has to be taken out of somewhere. So what I recommend everybody do is concentrate on the product and the service, concentrate on the outcome, practice intensely, start to learn more about your niche and the clients that you work with beyond what everybody else understands. Because you can have all the hype, you can have all the flash, you can talk yourself up, you can be one of those, social media people that do all that stuff, which is just ridiculous. And if your product sucks, there's no amount of hype or talk about yourself that's going to hide the fact that your product and your result sucks. If you can claim to be an expert or hype yourself up to be an expert, but you've got no proof to back that up, clients will see through that. We've only got a limited amount of time. So spend your time, regardless whether you're new to a niche, you've changed your niche, spend your time studying intensely with a lot of focus every single day, and just become the expert in that service, become the expert at getting that product or that outcome with the product that you have, make it easily accessible for clients, and forget about the hype. The word of your product, the outcome you provide, will always outweigh the flashy funnels, the websites, the professional photos, all of that sort of stuff. And again, that's what I do in my company. I don't want to be famous, because if I try and be famous, I have to take time away from the product. I would rather just update my product and my service over and over, make it better and better and better and more competitive in the industry, where even if a guru comes along with hundreds of thousands of followers, big social media accounts, massive email lists, YouTube channels, all that stuff, their product can't come close to the outcome that I'm providing. And I had to do that as well as a stop smoking therapist, because social media wasn't really around. That's all I could put my finger on. Was the only way I can get people to sell my business for me through referrals, because that's really all I had, was to just make my product and my service better than everybody else. I made the price a lot higher, but I made the outcome a lot quicker. We call this MOS, minimum optimum service. And that's the only tangible thing that I could control. So if you're starting out in the industry, my best advice and my advice for everybody, and this should just be mandatory advice, concentrate on the product, concentrate on the outcome, forget about the flash, forget about the professional photos, the websites, all of that stuff, because those people burn out really, really quickly. And they're the ones that start off really, really strong in the industry. But then, you know, all the flash and the hype and talking themselves up. And then once word gets out that their offer sucks and their product is shit, which unfortunately that's most business owners right now, just a lot of shit products out there, that word will get back and that hype will just die. Okay. So that's what I recommend to do.